Welcome to another episode of the RadioU Sports Podcast with Hudson
and Aly.
And our
and
special.
Lex.
Yeah. Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself.
That was perfect.
Well, with college football season particularly coming up, we know, Lex, that you are a big college football fan, so we wanted to have you on from nights here on RadioU. And for everybody who may not know, Lex, who do you cheer for, and how big of a fan are you?
Yes.
Well, it is great to be a Florida Gator. I mean, maybe not in football terms necessarily after last season, but definitely a hardcore Florida Gator fan. Went to school there, was a season ticket holder all throughout college, and then definitely try to make it to at least one game a season. It's usually 2 or 3 that I make it to now just because, life. But big Florida Gator fan.
Wow. That's more than me and Aly
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
I haven't been to 2 or 3 college games in my life, actually. Unfortunately, that's my max.
What?
I know, and
That's sad.
it's like one of the most fun things ever that I've never done. But
we love the sport so much, and yet we have not seen it in person very much. We watch it religiously on TV.
Yeah.
But we have not been able to go to many games.
Well, I know this was basketball, but what's your story? What did you go through to go see Florida at the Final Four?
Okay, I didn't see Florida in the Final Four. I saw my brother's school, Florida Atlantic, when they were in the Final Four.
Oh wow! Okay.
I saw them. But I did go when Florida won the Natty. I did go to the University of Florida, so they were playing.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah.
I forget where the game was being played, but I went to Gainesville, Florida, where UF is, and I actually watched the game in the Gator arena there on campus with all of the Gator fans and the cheerleaders and the mascots and all the stuff in the basketball arena. So
yeah, so you had
that
a watch
was a
party.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, with 10,000 other Gator fans. It was amazing.
That's so
How,
cool.
how far did you have to travel to do that too? Wasn't that
Yeah, it was an 8-hour drive, and I just decided, you know what? This is I'm doing it, and I did it. So
you don't know how many times you'll be in the Natty. So
Yeah, it's
no,
true.
you don't.
Okay. Well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about Florida football now with the season about to start. You have a new coach, right?
New quarterback, new coach. It's just a big old question mark going into this season. But it can't get any worse, right? So feeling optimistic.
Well, I don't know what the stats are in Florida, but we just happened to look up for Ohio State and Michigan. They you can count in our lifetimes on one hand how many losing seasons they've had. So Florida, I would imagine would be the same, where you just, even if you have a bad season, it's not like it's a losing season. You still make a bowl game if you want to go,
Yeah, you still break 500, you get 6 wins, you go to a bowl game, but.
But that said, that means this is about as bad as it gets at Florida.
It's pretty bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But, it's going to be better this year.
Okay.
It's going to be better.
That's
okay?
what I was going to ask you for, your projections on how you think your Gators are going to do this year.
I do think we're going to do, better than last year. I'm eager about this coach, John Summerall, but he also is very similar, if you look at his resume, to our last coach, Billy Napier. And so I'm are we just doing this 2.0 thing?
Yeah.
But I am optimistic. The first game, we don't play this week, week 0, week 1 next week, and is when we kick off our season. So hopefully it'll be a good start. Hopefully we'll win, and it'll be momentous.
Full circle. Looks like your first game of the season is against Florida Atlantic.
I know. My brother, we're going. So it's my brother's alma mater. So we're going. And it's also my 30th birthday that day. So
nice.
Wow.
What a way to celebrate.
My first ever Gator game was on my 19th birthday, my freshman year of college. So it just feels I was we have to go to that game.
Yeah. For sure.
So
it really is full circle.
It all adds
in a
up.
lot of ways.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think a lot of Florida's problems with Billy Napier as coach was because I feel like they had a lot of talent on the team, but they also had DJ Lagway at quarterback who was either injured a lot or threw a lot of interceptions.
I was going to say, it made boneheaded plays.
Yeah, so do you feel like just getting him out of town he's at Baylor now, might be the key you need to there's still a lot of talent in town, right?
I think the bigger problem, I was a fan of Lagway. Yeah, he threw a lot of interceptions. He should have been taken out of games earlier than he was.
Yeah.
But I think Billy Napier just would not give up the offensive play calling. And I think that was a big problem. Like, you need to hand the playbook to your coordinator and trust them with the process because, I don't know. I think that was a bigger problem for me because some of those plays, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I almost felt like the blind side, like, run the dang ball. Like, what are you doing?
I can 100% see you Sandra Bullocking at a game.
Yes. Yelling at the TV. So I'm excited because I think that hopefully John Summerall will hand the playbook off and won't be calling all the plays like Billy Napier was. But we just picked our QB1 too. We had 2 guys, and so eager to see how that plays out too. Andrew Philo.
Okay, I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm eager to see how. You just don't know.
Yeah.
New quarterback, new coach. Like, just got to see.
Lots of question marks.
Yeah, the first year of a new coach, it's kind of fun because it sucks because you probably know you're not going to win the SEC or make it to the playoff or anything, but because you have kind of lowered expectations, even you can still look towards the future and be like, even if we go 5-7 this year, even if we have a rare losing season.
Don't wish that.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that's bad. That's a not good start.
I know, but
you want at least a winning season. I would say Florida at least wants to go 8-4.
I mean, you would hope so, but I still feel like Lex, you're the fan of the team, but to me, I feel like even if you have a tough season this year, it doesn't mean that going
he's
forward,
out.
You can't still have a lot of hope. It's just, you expect a kind of bumpier season because it's the first year with him.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just a rebuilding season, but also you got to give him time to get his recruits and really build up his program the way that he wants it. The other thing with Florida that's so hard is our schedule. Like, I don't think this year necessarily, but the last 2 years, we had, like, the hardest strength of schedule in the league.
I was going to say, looking at your guys' schedule is a gauntlet.
Like, it is just team after team, and it's like we probably wouldn't be so bad if we weren't playing in the SEC,
You got to move to the ACC, and then you'd be fine.
Yeah. Oh, we would win it. Like, it would be fine. But, yeah, no, it's just rough.
And Florida, they play Florida State every year, too, right? Do you guys finish the season with them?
They do finish
That's
on the
rivalry
road.
week.
So, yeah, you're already stuck. You have Florida State, which, they're kind of down too, but that's never an easy game.
No.
And you have that every year. No. You always have Georgia every year. And then obviously you're in the SEC, so you have whichever number of other teams in the SEC are good. You play Tennessee every year, right?
Actually, we're not playing them this year.
No.
It's
What?
the first year.
Yeah.
I know. And I'm trying to think back. We have played them every single year for the last 10 years,
Come
at
on.
least, that I remember. Like,
That's
I
wrong.
remember the Tennessee game every year. Yeah. So
Right.
I don't know what happened there, but
These conferences
yeah.
getting too big.
They
That's
are.
the problem.
It
But yeah,
is.
you guys have a run of Texas, Georgia, Oklahoma, back to back to back.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
In the middle of your schedule. So that's a real gauntlet right there. So
So,
give
yeah,
us
5-7.
give us what you think they can actually do, what they will end the season as. This is their record. What's Florida looking like?
Can you ask me after next Saturday? After I've seen
All right,
them
we're bringing
snap a
Lex
ball?
back on the podcast. No, we got to know ahead of time because, Hudson and I, we did our predictions for the season, and there's lots of question marks all over the board. How's Ole Miss going to be? What's Indiana going to look like? Because there's lots of changes with all sorts of teams. So we got to hold you to that same standard, Lex. You got to give us what you think based off of nothing almost.
Off of just speculation, preseason polls, I guess. I think we could do 8 wins. I think we can pull out 8.
Okay. All right.
I think because, you've got a couple easy ones in there, like FAU next week, and then who do we play the week after that? I think it's another
Campbell,
easy
you can
team.
definitely do.
Yeah.
Like,
the
I think we
Fighting
have
Camels.
a couple. Yeah. I think we have a couple of easier ones, and so hopefully we'll get some momentum before we head into that stretch.
And actually win one of those rivalry games against one of the top teams too. That can soften the
Yes.
blow, even if a tough a
Yeah,
500
to end
season.
the year with the on the road win against Florida State would be huge.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if Florida State isn't that good this year, which who knows how they'll be. But the Campbell game, that second week of college football, the rare 5:30 p.m. kickoff.
What? That's crazy.
I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen a game kick off at 5:30. That's very
That
odd.
is crazy. Because they know it can't be on like TV
It's on
anywhere.
SEC Network Plus.
Yeah, it's not prime time. College game day is not going to be there.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
But
so.
Campbell is going to give you their best shot. You better watch out.
Those fighting
Well, those
gambles.
schools, it makes me laugh because, we're paying them lots of money
Oh,
to
yeah.
come and play
Yeah.
us, and so it's like, if you don't win those games, you just paid a lot of money to lose to
lose.
nobody.
Yeah, it's
to get
that's
embarrassed.
that's like the what is it? Michigan versus Appalachian State, App State game. Oh my gosh! Like you paid $1 million to lose.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right, now that we've talked about Florida, you've given us your expectations. So you think that they can get 8 wins? That is what would be a good season for them. I feel like I need to hear what your overall projections are, or what you think is going to happen in the SEC.
Oh, man. Well, it's hard because I feel like there's so many good teams in the SEC. You're talking about who's going to win.
Yeah, who do you
the
think is
conference?
coming out on top?
Georgia.
Georgia? Yeah,
think,
that's
yeah,
the
which-
team we both picked as well.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because I really, really despise Georgia.
Yeah.
I almost would rather, I 100% would rather go to a Florida State game than I would a Georgia game.
Wow.
I've been to many rivalry games with Florida State and many with Georgia, and I don't want to say mean things, but I don't.
Those Bulldog fans.
I really don't like Georgia, and so it really is sad
Do you
that
think
they're so good.
That's because like both of them have won championships in fairly recent history, but Georgia much more recently. So does it feel like Georgia's earned it more, whereas like Florida State, even their fans at this point are kind of like,
They're annoying, but they
yeah.
haven't earned
Yeah.
the,
Yeah, they're like,
the
yeah.
right to be annoying.
right. They don't have a
Listen.
lot of place to talk at the moment.
Yeah.
That Florida State chant, the Indian thing, that
Yeah.
like, it gets stuck in your head and it's so annoying. But like, what comes over a person, a grown, mature individual, that they would bark like a dog in your face? Like I can't.
I know.
I don't get that.
Yep.
I don't
Same
get
here.
It, so.
Same here. Even though I am a Browns fan and they do the same stuff, the dog pound, it does baffle me for sure because I'm like, I would never do that.
That is a pretty crazy move. Okay, so Georgia's winning the SEC. Do you have any do you think Georgia wins the championship too, or who are you picking for the whole thing?
Yeah.
That's hard, and I was like, I should think about this because I knew you guys were going to ask me that.
Yeah. Wait,
And
we can give you our picks if you need a second.
Well, I was just going to say I don't think it's going to be Indiana again.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Neither of us
don't-
picked Indiana.
Okay, all right, then let's talk. You guys go first.
I picked Ohio State to
Of
win.
course you did. Of course you did.
I picked Ohio State to have like a comeback season and run through the playoff. I don't have them winning the Big Ten, but I have them getting revenge in the playoff and winning it.
I actually, you might not like this, but I do have Georgia winning because I'm very neutral and very fair and
The real
objective.
answer is he doesn't have a college football team that he cheers for. So he can be neutral because he doesn't
Hey,
care.
actually, you're gonna hate this, but I have 2 teams that, I would even say 3 teams that I kind of have a soft spot for at the moment.
Isn't Syracuse your team?
Okay, yeah, Syracuse, but like, who cheers for them?
He
in
doesn't
football?
care about Syracuse, even though you
I
wear
mean, if-
Syracuse gear.
But it's much more for basketball, and even in basketball, they suck now. But I mean, I still cheer. I cheer for them.
Okay.
But there's also so many teams in college,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That- I mean-
and Lex and I have picked one team, which
Uh-huh.
is the right thing to do.
Yep.
I picked one team to hate, Lex. It's Ohio State.
Yeah, he hates Ohio
As
State.
long as Ohio State doesn't win, I'm happy.
I know, right?
Really?
Yeah.
I know.
I didn't know that you could work for RadioU and hate Ohio
I
State.
know.
Like,
I know.
didn't know you could get the job
Yeah.
without.
I did not let them know at first that I was.
It was slowly,
a hater.
nefariously
But also,
revealed.
Lex, you probably don't know this, that when I started at Radio U, I disliked Ohio State.
Yeah.
But being near so many Ohio State fans for so long, my hatred for them goes up every
His
year.
hatred's
It's
grown
like,
because we are so successful.
it's like if you had to live in Athens, Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you already don't like them. I don't think it'd make it better.
I won't even drive through there. Like, I stay
You
far,
sound
far
like-
away.
You sound like Woody Hayes talking about Michigan.
But-
He's like, I won't even buy gas in the state of Michigan. He's like, I can't do it.
But to be fair, I don't know. It's tough because I definitely started from a point of not liking Ohio State in the first place. But I think it would also be true if I lived in Tuscaloosa. I would only hate Alabama more. If I lived in, I mean, I don't know, the other
But
teams
you
that I
don't hate
kinda don't.
Alabama. You didn't start with a hatred of Alabama.
I didn't like Alabama, but I did have more respect for them with Nick Saban. Like, he's a good coach.
Yeah,
you know?
he's a great coach.
Yeah.
I never respected Urban Meyer. He always.
What do you have to say about that?
Wow. Yeah, we're trying to get heated here. Okay. Okay. We're literally putting him on our like Hall of Fame or whatever this season, like up his name up in the stadium. I forget the date of the game that they're doing it this year, but I'm like, oh wow.
Let me guess based off of the schedule which game it'll be. I'll say
It's probably the game against Campbell.
No. I'll say they're doing that against either South Carolina or Vandy. Maybe Georgia, but I doubt that they would want to put that pressure on.
Well, Georgia's never played at home. It's played in
Yeah,
Jacksonville.
yeah.
So
oh,
it
that's
won't be
right. Yeah,
Georgia.
that's right. You guys do.
Is that going to be
Yeah.
the same this year? Because they're renovating the Jacksonville Stadium.
Yeah, they did move it, but it's not going to be home still. I don't think.
Gotcha.
I think it's still in.
A neutral site.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Neutral
Yeah.
in Florida.
I guessed against Campbell because I feel like they like teams like to put a big thing on a game where it's not
There's not
where
a
there's
lot of
not going to be a lot of
pressure.
attendance.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
try to get people to come for that, like Ohio State putting senior day in the very first game of the year against Ball State.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah. Yeah, that is.
It's
Normally
very
at the
odd.
end.
We do not understand why they are doing that. So
Anyways, who are you picking for the
yeah.
championship?
Who are you gonna pick
Oh,
now?
I have
yeah.
Georgia. I have the SEC getting it back. Allie has Ohio State, and you have.
Maybe Oregon. And I'm
Okay.
not like I'm not super I like Oregon. Like I really like their uniforms, so I feel like that like helps too.
Which ones?
But
Yeah, they have so many.
yeah, that's the point.
Right.
But I don't know. I feel they have a really great quarterback, and so I feel like maybe that. But I don't know. It's too early. It's so early. I always pick. This is what happened when I did my bracket for March Madness when the Gators won. Like I always pick the Gators, even though they're never gonna,
Yeah.
most of
Yeah.
the
No,
time
I'm the
they
same
don't win
way.
it.
I always
It
have a
just
fan
happened
bracket.
to work out. Yeah, it just happens to work out every now and then that you win one. So that's kind of how I feel about the Natty too. But Georgia could be up there, but maybe Oregon.
Yeah, I like that pick. It's a solid pick.
What did I say,
Yeah.
Allie? I think I could see like 5 teams. Like there's 5
Yeah.
teams I can imagine being good enough to win it
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah, there's a
It's
group
pretty wide open.
cream of the crop at the top. They've got about 5 or 6 of them that have a real shot at it.
Yeah.
I feel like Miami too also surprised me last year. I feel
Definitely.
like they were much better than I was anticipating.
Yep.
And so I don't know. Maybe
lost
Miami
a lot of
too.
talent,
They'll go
though.
far, I think.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
did
they have a
they?
good shot of winning a lot of games, winning the ACC, all of that. But
Yeah.
they lost a lot of talent, so it's hard to see them repeat exactly how well they did last year.
Mm-hmm.
But
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I still have them making the playoff.
My thing with Miami is I think they will be at least as good, if not better, on offense because their new quarterback, Darian Mensah from Duke, and he was at Tulane before. He's really good.
He is good.
I think he could be better than Carson Beck, but they lost all the all the names that we learned
Yeah.
last year
Bane.
on defense
Yep.
are gone. So I don't know how the defense is going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, and you go back a couple of years with Miami too, and their defense was really bad.
Yes.
They would,
Yes.
be
This
in
was-
these 50-50 games,
this
like
was
literally 50 points each.
Right. This was totally unexpected that they would have such a dominant defensive line with just absolute freaks on their D line. So, they lost a lot of that. So I think they'll still be good, but I don't think they'll be as good as they were last year.
Yeah.
Here-
True.
I have 2 more things. One is still specifically Florida related, at least kind of, and that is you used to have Dan Mullen as your coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you root against him still because he's at UNLV now? Like, do you fire a coach, do you want to see him like fail everywhere he goes, or?
Well, we're still cutting him checks, so
Yeah, that's right. You're still paying Dan Mullen. Oh.
yeah.
He's Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah, I also I consider myself a millennial, like a Mullennial.
Yeah,
like that's when I was at school there, and I did like him as a coach when he was there because he would get riled up about
Yeah,
our
he's
players. Like,
hilarious. He is hilarious.
yes, and he would defend them like to the refs and to. So I don't know. I don't wish him ill, but
Yeah.
I'm not rooting for him.
Sure.
You know, we just cut his check.
The reason I ask about him specifically is because my like kind of surprise, because a team from the group of 6 conferences has to make it, right? And so my pick is UNLV.
He picked UNLV.
Okay.
But
okay.
I also think that'd be funny for Dan Mullen to make the playoff with UNLV.
And not Florida.
and not
Yeah.
Florida.
I mean, the rules are different then, but
Yes,
nevertheless,
yes.
that'd be
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is funny.
And then the other thing, I feel like you being here, Florida fan, SEC, Aly being here, Big Ten, Ohio State, I feel like you just need to have it out a little bit.
Oh.
And I'll be neutral. I'll be the
Okay.
judge.
So my common argument that Hudson has heard me make so many times now is that I get frustrated because I feel like, particularly with the polls, the SEC is given a lot of grace, like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The AP poll is the one that just drives me up a wall because I was telling him there was a few examples last year where, like, for instance, when Florida lost to South Florida, University of South Florida, USF.
Oh, that was terrible.
Terrible loss. There were several people in the AP poll that moved Florida up or left them where they were in the AP poll and didn't even rank South Florida. Like, just totally didn't even rank them.
Okay, because beating a ranked team, South Florida is not great. So, like, beating a ranked team, one ranked team, does not put you in the top 25. Like, in my opinion.
But should
Especially when Florida
stay?
turned out to be horrible.
Should Florida stay in the AP? I think I want to say they were at like 20 something. And
yeah, stay towards the bottom.
we can't
but
overreact,
in this case,
Aly.
this was them moving them up after a loss. Do you think that's the right move to move a team up?
if you played well, like if. Yeah, I can defend it.
Talking about, guys. We're gonna have so many people commenting on this podcast. This is what I'm talking about. This is the type of stuff that I don't like.
Didn't you look it up and it was 2 people?
It was the examples I saw were, yes, 2 people, and they weren't even from the SEC. They were.
Lex, why would they be biased, right?
No, they
Listen,
are biased. There's an SEC bias, is what I'm saying.
Committee, girl. This is between you and the committee.
I know the AP poll doesn't even matter.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the AP poll is the thing that drives me up a wall. It doesn't necessarily matter, but I do think you can argue that the AP poll does influence, because it's people. It's people making the decisions. It does influence, even though they say it shouldn't. They should go in with a blank slate or whatever when they start ranking the college football playoff, rankings, when they start doing that in November, or however, what time of year they do it now. I do think they are influenced by it because it does look suspiciously similar when they release it.
Yeah, maybe everybody's just right.
No, they're definitely not right. They're definitely not always right. So,
I think, okay, but here's my thing, because I see where you're going with this, and because people debate, like, the Big Ten has won the last 3 natties, right?
Yeah.
Like, the last 3 years. Like, the SEC is not showing out, right? But I think when you, at least on the top, but I think when you look overall at, like, conference
this is Hudson's
strength,
argument.
Yeah.
the SEC is superior to the Big Ten. Like, and you know, if I was, like, you look at the players too, even at, okay, so last year there's this team Tarleton out of Texas.
Yeah.
And I, like, just randomly picked them to cheer for because week 0 I was watching them and they won, and then week 1, like, we were tailgating and Tarleton was on the TV and I'd never heard of them. I'm like, oh, okay, I watched them last year.
fake.
Yeah, and then no, they're the Tarleton Texans, except
Wow.
I was like making fun of them like the Tarleton Tortellinis, the Tarleton Tortugas, like I never get the mascot right, but and I watched them go all,
I know.
you know,
Wait,
like
time out. I know who you're talking about, and I never knew if it was Tarleton or Tarleton State.
Darlene.
no, I think it's Tarleton. I bought a shirt. I literally ordered from their bookstore and ordered a shirt, and it's hanging in my closet right now.
That's how bad it was for Florida last year. You were searching for.
You're rooting for Darlene.
But the Tortellinis. Yeah.
I'm only calling them Darlene from here on out.
I thought that's what they were. I guess I wasn't sure. I definitely was not sure. Don't act like you know how to say.
I didn't know, but I love that so much. It sounds Southern. It sounds like something a Southerner would say.
I think
I love
Yosemite Sam would cheer for them.
Yeah,
think he
I
would.
love myself some Tarleton football.
Hey, they were pretty good. But
All right,
listen,
all right.
I think they are. I think they're good for whatever division they're
Are they
in.
FCS? Is this FB?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. But when I look at their players and then you watch an SEC game, you're like, oh, they look like peewee guys out there versus like
Right.
the big skyscraper Goliath dudes on the field, right? And so I'm like, even I feel like everything is bigger in the SEC, even the players. And I'm not saying there aren't good ones in the Big Ten, but it feels like every like lineman is like a goal line lineman size in the SEC. Like I just feel like the players are bigger, the competition is harder. Overall, the teams are just better than they are in the Big Ten, besides Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, Indiana.
I probably would have agreed with you talking like 5 years ago, but I do think things have changed, particularly with NIL. Like players are just they're going where the money is, and the money's in the Big Ten with like their massive TV deals, and so it's. I feel like talent distribution is far broader than it used to be. It used to be all in the South, but now it's like the talent across the board. You can go and you can find players on a Duke that would never have been there before NIL. So the talent distribution is completely upended college football, and I think the Big Ten right now is the big winner of that. The new changes.
Hold on, though. You know what's crazy, Lex, is that she's saying all this and she has 5 SEC teams making it.
I have 5 SEC teams, and the reason I have 5 SEC teams is because I think the committee is biased. I think the committee is biased. I think they look at the
this
AP
is such
poll.
circular logic.
I think the AP poll is it helps them figure out who they think are like the power ranked teams, because it's more like a power ranking than a real ranking, in my opinion. But I think that helps influence them, and then they make their decisions.
The AP poll helps the athletic directors of like Virginia figure out who's the good teams.
Who they think is the best, and so they come in there and they already think that the SEC has like the best teams, and so the SEC will get more teams in, but at the end of the day, I think the Big Ten will still win.
I think I think the top of the Big Ten is better than the top of the SEC, but I think collectively the SEC is better. I think also after Saban and left Alabama, I mean, DeBoer's whatever, but I think the downfall of Alabama a little bit has hurt the reputation of the SEC too.
Sure.
Because I feel like that was such like Alabama this, Alabama that.
It was a dynasty. Yeah.
Yes. And so I feel like that was what people associated with the SEC. And so you have kind of this downfall of like the top of the SEC and then the rise of the top of the Big Ten. And so people are favoring, and you're right, like with the TV deals even, like you see that in the Big Ten, but there are more, if your whole schedule was Big Ten or your whole schedule was SEC, it would be harder to win
with
in
the
SEC
SEC schedule.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. And I think, like, the Big Ten has won the last 3 championships, but the SEC has, even if the middle of the SEC now, they've earned it because when the SEC was having their run of all the championships, it was Alabama, of course. They won a lot of them, but LSU won, Auburn was winning, Georgia won. So Florida, obviously. The teams that are down in the middle of the SEC now were also winning, so they've earned the
LSU won with a
reputation.
Big Ten Ohio State quarterback.
Oh my gosh.
Just a reminder that Joe Burrow was at Ohio State for 3 years before he won with LSU.
I did not know that about Joe
You
Burrow.
didn't?
Actually.
Yeah, he was
No.
He was the second stringer, which was a obviously huge miss on Ohio State's part, but
Yeah.
he went to
who
LSU.
was starting over him?
I think at one point it was Haskins and then Stroud, maybe. I can't remember exactly
Justin
what.
Fields was in there.
Justin
right?
Fields
Was
might
that
have been
at
there.
the
Which
same
Justin
time?
Fields was a transfer from
Right.
Georgia, so I understand why he got the nod ahead of somebody that had been sitting as like a second stringer. But yeah, I want to say it was Haskins around that time because I mean that's like 10 years ago now.
Jeez.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a
you're
fun
not gonna
debate.
convince-
Yeah.
It's a fun debate, and I love to debate this stuff all year long, and I do think it's funny. But where I see the problem with it mainly is where it doesn't matter, and that's at the end of the poll where it's like it doesn't really matter what ends up here, and I think that's why the SEC just fills out. They just fill out SEC teams at the bottom, but it'll just be like I'll start comparing the teams at the bottom that are getting votes and aren't. And to me, the debate doesn't make sense. And so I think people just look SEC and they just give the nod to the SEC versus like a Big Ten team or an ACC team. And I'm like, is that team really better? I don't really know. I wish we could do what college basketball does and have like a challenge, like a conference challenge. How they do like ACC versus Big Ten or, SEC versus ACC or something. Like, I think that'd be really fun if we could do that with the Big Ten and the SEC every year. To start the season,
I mean,
just top to bottom,
we
let's
have
play
Ohio
each other.
State, Texas. We have Michigan, Oklahoma.
Yeah, we get a little bit of it, but I mean from top to bottom. Because the
Yeah.
problem is every time that happens, like Ohio State beat Texas last year, but then it'll be like, but across the board, the conference is better. And it's like, well, if we could actually play each other, maybe we could know.
Well, but it's true. Like one team, okay, great. Like Ohio State is good,
Yeah.
but like, what about the other 17?
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I want the answer. I want the actual answer. I don't want to just debate it. I would love to see Nebraska have to play, South Carolina and just go down the line of everybody matching up against but how how the record worked out or whatever.
I don't have it in front of me now, but I remember this from last year that the SEC teams, almost all of them, at the beginning of the year, played an out-of-conference game against like a major conference opponent, and most of them
Lost.
won. What they won?
Oh, we did. The SEC did.
Yeah, I guess it didn't work out.
Alabama
It did
lost
not work
to
out.
Florida State.
Yeah, it didn't work out for Florida or Alabama, and I guess not Texas. But Oklahoma
I'm
beat.
I'm pretty sure we
What?
all lost.
Oklahoma won theirs. LSU beat Clemson, right? Or
Yes.
did they?
No.
Yeah, they did.
No.
They did. I was
Isn't
at
it-
that game.
Okay, to remember
Yeah.
it. That was a
Yeah.
really close game. I know that.
It was. I have family that is a big Clemson fans, and so we have season tickets to the Clemson games.
Mhm.
And I was at that game, and it was hard. Yeah, LSU beat.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Clemson
I
last
think
Yeah.
LSU beat them because I remember everybody was picking Clemson to win the championship, and I was like,
right.
"Are you
Yeah.
guys nuts?" Like,
Yeah.
That was a bust.
yeah,
it was a
total
bad
bust.
season.
I was shocked by that prediction. I was like, "You think they're gonna win?" It was crazy. Like they didn't
Yeah.
even end the season. I think in the top 25.
No.
They lost to Syracuse in
Yeah.
the game where and Tennessee beat Syracuse before Syracuse started playing a lacrosse player at quarterback. So like that was a major conference win. So
Yeah.
like they the SEC. I mean, some of the top ones lost, but they stacked up a bunch of wins
Yeah.
against like real opponents. Where a lot of the Big Ten just didn't play those kinds of games at all.
Yeah, they've learned from the SEC on that. But I do think it'd be fun if we had a challenge. I'd love to see that, just to see how it goes.
So then, Allie, where does like Notre Dame fit in all that? Like, where do
I
these
want Notre
independent-
Dame in the Big Ten, and I have wanted them in the Big Ten for a very long time. They feel like a Big Ten team. They've got that
They do.
Midwest culture and like the toughness and all. Like I just feel like they feel like that. So I have told Hudson, I have said it many times, I want Notre Dame in the Big Ten, and I think it would benefit them if they joined up.
Oh yeah, I would think they would have made the playoffs last year over Miami if they had been in a conference.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that's the thing. They keep getting screwed over because they're
But
independent.
I don't think that'll happen. Like now the rules have changed. Where
Yeah,
if they're in the
now
top
they're
15,
fine. Now that
And-
they have changed the rules and they've changed
Yeah.
them because of Notre Dame.
I've said this to Aly. I think Ohio State would like this applies for about 8 programs maybe. They'd be better off if they were independent like Notre Dame than playing in a conference full of than being
Good
forced
teams,
to play Purdue every year.
yeah.
You know, if they
I mean,
could
there's very
make their own schedule.
Notre Dame, Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia. There's certain brands that could make it on their own. They're
Because-
just so much.
Yeah.
They're worth so much money
they
as a
could
brand.
They could play the same schedule. Like Ohio State could literally play the same schedule, but they could if they left the Big Ten, then they'd get all the money.
Yeah,
And the teams would still want to play that. Like Purdue then
but
would
this
get
is why the
paid to
Big
play
Ten will
Ohio
never
State.
let them leave because they are the crown jewel.
Yeah.
Like you cannot let your
And so
moneymaker leave.
Under this thinking, then Notre Dame should stay independent because
Well,
once they join a conference, they're stuck there.
I just meant as far as like now you're associated with a successful conference and you are a part of that structure. Now you get in on all of these TV deals and whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Crazy how money affects the game so much.
it does.
Yeah.
I say this all the time. It's like we keep seeing the growing pains of a semi-pro sport with college football.
Yeah. It's true. NIL has just ruined the game, in my opinion. But
yeah.
I don't know if you guys want to go down that rabbit hole.
I would say in some ways it's ruined it or changed it. In other ways, I would say, like the talent distribution argument, I would say I think that's a positive benefit where you're seeing a lot more talent spread out across the sport because everybody has at least a little bit of money to give. And so players are not just going to one conference or not
Alabama.
just they're not just going to
Yeah.
Alabama because you could never see the end of that dynasty without NIL changing the landscape of the sport.
Yeah. You say so.
I'm pro NIL in the fact that I think the players should get they should get paid.
Yeah, they should get something.
But I feel like the way that is still from the point it was implemented to now, it has not been regulated or carried out very
It's the
well.
Wild West.
And so that's my problem with it.
Yeah.
I really don't like the NIL. I am not a fan of it. I don't think that the players should be paid because they're getting paid in other ways. Like you're getting housing, you're getting food, like you're getting scholarship, you're getting all of these things. And I think if you start paying now they're like employees almost,
Mhm.
right? Like they're employed by the university to go out and play these sports. And I think there needs to be some sort of contract involved,
Yeah,
right? Like
that's-
I think
that's what I
That's
think too.
there needs to be regulation.
I mean, there are contracts, but they're so
it's the Wild
meaningless.
West. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does not mean
Yes.
anything and one player's contract looks completely different than the other player's contract. So it's like there's no formula.
and nobody
formula.
cares about breaking them.
No.
No. Yeah, I agree. I think there's got to be some sort of regulation on if we're gonna have this, which you can't pull it
Yeah.
back now.
Who was the quarterback from Tennessee that we saw make a really dumb move where he
Nico, right?
Nico,
Yeah.
He demanded more money and then he ended up going to UCLA anyways for less money.
Yeah.
Like that to me was a big example of of the NIL kind of failing where it was just this is stupid, I don't want it to go away, but I was just I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was from Tennessee, so that explains
Yes. Explains it all.
the stupidity.
Little greedy guy.
All right. Well, we've actually accomplished nothing here.
We heard Lex's Florida expectations. So 8-4. Is that your final say of the season?
I'm optimistic.
Okay. Optimistic view of the Florida Gators. We'll have to have maybe mid-season. We'll have you come back and we'll talk about how things are going. SEC. You said Georgia, right, as your SEC champ?
Yeah.
Yeah. With much hate in that. Yeah.
Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. Because I think, I think Texas is pretty good too, but I think Arch Manning is just so overrated.
I agree.
Mm.
And he's
cannot
like
agree
a
more.
Heisman candidate, and I'm like, have you guys watched him play?
I agree. I just saw a highlight of one of his wide receivers, and they were like, look at this amazing catch he made. The ball was so poor poorly thrown that this kid had to jump like 12 feet in the air to catch it. I'm like,
it's like
that's not supposed to be where the ball is.
Like, that's what makes it an amazing catch is that the quarterback threw it so poorly
Yes,
and they could still
exactly.
catch it.
He's such an athletic player that he can make up for it. But it's like,
Yeah.
if you think Arch Manning is going to make it in the NFL, you are crazy. You are insane.
Yeah. I'm with you. So,
Well,
I don't
now
have
you guys
high
are
hopes
ganging
for
up on
Arch.
me because I think Arch is going to be just fine. I think Texas is going to have a good season.
You don't think you'll win the Heisman, though?
I don't think he'll win the Heisman.
Yeah.
No.
But that's because, in a sense, he's overrated just because the expectations are so high.
because of the name
Yeah.
and Texas.
So, is he going to be like Peyton?
No way.
Is he going to be like, how good is he actually going to be once we get to the NFL? I don't know. I think he'll be good enough to play. But at Texas, I think he's good enough to win them a championship.
Okay.
So I'm not picking Texas to win the championship, but I could see it.
disagree entirely.
Yeah, I don't think he's good enough to win a championship. I really don't.
I think he's good enough to get him to the playoff.
Yeah.
But I think, again, that's
also keep in mind we'll see what happens with Fernando Mendoza. Of course, he was the number one pick. But like Will Howard and J.J. McCarthy were the last two quarterbacks to win championships. And neither one of them.
But Will
can get
Howard
on
was
the
really good under pressure. Arch Manning is not good under pressure.
No.
If you watch
And
Will Howard in his first season at Kansas State, he probably wasn't really good under pressure.
Yeah, but I mean, like, but if you want Texas to win the championship this year, do you think
Yeah, and
Arch
he
Manning's going to develop the same amount over
He looked
5
pretty
years?
good
and
at the end
one?
of last year, and so I think he's gonna look better this year than he did last year, and so I
He
think
was
he'll
a
be
freshman
fine.
last
Low
year,
bar,
right?
low bar,
Yeah.
low bar of improvement.
Yeah, it's like the Gators. They'll be better this year because they can't be worse.
They can't possibly be worse, right?
Well, if you ranked the SEC quarterbacks, where would you put him then? Because he's like top 5 in the SEC.
Oh God.
You're acting like he shouldn't even be starting.
No, I'm not saying that. But the expectations, as Lex said, are so high for this kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's just impossible he'll ever meet that. He's not going to meet that standard. There's no way. He's not winning the Heisman.
But that doesn't mean he sucks, though.
It doesn't mean he sucks, but I'm just saying, like, I think it's hilarious when they show these clips and they're like, great, amazing catch by such and such player from Texas. And I'm like, it was a misthrown ball that the player just happens to be so athletic that he can jump up and grab it.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is when they're going to go play an Ohio State or a Georgia, they're going to play a defense that's going to use that to their advantage. And I just think he's not going to be good enough to get over those humps. Like, yeah, he can go out there and beat, an Auburn, but I don't know if he's going to beat the best
Didn't you say
teams.
you think Texas will beat Ohio State?
I said I wasn't sure yet. I said I wasn't sure.
I think Ohio State will beat Texas.
It's on the road. It's on the road. It was a very close game last year. The thing that I need to still understand, I need to just do more research on, Texas had a great defense last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think they lost a lot of those players, but I'm not for sure on how people are feeling about their defense this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to do a little more research before we make our picks for next week on if I think Ohio State can pull, a win out of Texas, because it is a road game, and that's not an easy place to play.
But Lex is on Ohio State.
Yeah, you like Ohio State to win that game?
Yeah, I do. Because I just think Arch Manning is overrated.
I agree.
I think he's good. I mean, I don't think he's bad at football, but I think he kind of crumbles under the pressure.
Yeah.
What about?
Agree.
I mean, we've probably gone on long enough, but what do you think about Julian Sayin then? Talk about crumbling under pressure.
Yeah, but what's the receiver? Y'all have a really good receiver too, don't you?
Jeremiah Smith.
Yes, Smith. And so I think the two of them combined, I think they're
It's a dynamic duo, if I may say so myself.
Except when they play Indiana.
Indiana. But they won the championship. Can you
That does
really?
make
I
it
mean,
hurt
they
a
won the
little less.
championship. They lost that game on a last-minute play. I feel like they, the teams they lost to had absolutely exceptional talent, and they were close games.
And you know what? I feel the same way about Florida. I'm like, if we were not playing,
South Florida,
Yes.
exceptionally talented.
Yeah.
No, not them. But, it's funny because I am born and raised in Tampa. And so South Florida is like my that's
They're your
like,
in-state
Oh, yeah.
rival? Or?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
They're not in-state rivals, but that's where I grew up. So all of my friends went. I mean, it was 20 minutes from my house. So,
Sure.
like, my dad
What are those,
went
the
there.
Bulls?
Like,
The Bulls? Is
yeah.
that? Yeah, okay.
USF Bulls. And so, like, that's, like, I graduated there, like, from high school at their auditorium. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like that
Wow.
kind of thing. So that one hurt so badly. But besides them.
One
think-
dynamic that I want to get into one day, or like that I just, like, I'm not from this, is how you become a fan of like the school that's not, like, how do you become a Cincinnati fan as opposed to Ohio State?
Oh, yeah. Like the school that's not the school of the
Yeah,
state.
like how do you become a fan of South Florida unless you graduate from South Florida?
Right.
But I didn't grow up in this
Yeah.
because, like, I grew up in Maryland, and there's no, like, Maryland is the school there, but it's not like they dominate. Not everybody's not a fan of Maryland specifically.
Yeah.
Especially from football, it just wasn't as big of a deal.
Yeah. Ohio State is like culture here. It's like in the blood.
Yeah.
Because
And I'm
Partic-
sure either
part of
Florida,
that-
Miami, or Florida State is
Yeah.
the same thing in Florida.
And part of that, I think, is because, and you can speak to this too, Lex, because obviously in recent years there hasn't been as much success, but at least for the state of Ohio, we have not had a successful NFL team in a very long time. And so the most success in football has always been from Ohio State. So it's like that's who you point to as like a good team. The Browns and the Bengals have traditionally and historically underperformed.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's the same too in Alabama, right? Like Alabama, there's no NFL team.
Right.
And
Mhm.
so college becomes everything. And so then, you know, like most, I forget what the statistic is, but it was really high. It was like 80% of Alabama fans didn't actually go to Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's the
it's
same
like
for
a
Ohio State.
super high. Yeah. And it's like,
And
how,
100%
so then how do you-
didn't graduate.
Exactly. I wasn't going to say it. I wasn't going to say it, but that is the second part of that is the second part of the statistic. Yes. But so I think it's that same thing of like, but then you have people
But-
like me who just became a Tarleton fan last year.
Yeah.
So,
You know what I'm saying? Like, how did anybody become a
Like Cincinnati,
Cincinnati
or Ohio
fan
Bobcats.
that
Yeah.
didn't go
Yeah.
there?
I think you'd have to grow up like right near it. Your parents went there, maybe.
Or are those
you
people?
didn't get in.
Are they? Are they truly like? If it came down to it,
contrarians.
they would still cheer for Ohio
Oh,
State,
yeah.
but it's like that's boring. So I'll wear the Ohio gear.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
I'll wear
I know
the
people that
Cincinnati
went
gear.
to Cincinnati or went to Ohio, and they're still Ohio State
Yeah,
fans.
I do too.
Yeah,
so
like they don't care about the Bobcats. So
it's a tough life for Cincinnati.
yeah,
Even though they've had a lot of success.
yeah. The Bearcats have
What
been
can
a
they
good
do?
team.
What can they possibly do?
They
What
just
even
have
is
no
a
shot at
Bearcat?
competing against Ohio
What
State.
is a Bearcat? That's a great question.
Yeah, that's what I say about the Hokies. What's a Hokie?
Yeah, what is a Hokie?
That's the only college where I've been to games, and I don't even.
Don't even know.
They have the turkey thing. I think the Hokie is just like a cheer, though. I don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Huh.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been to a couple games. Knew the alumni. Don't know. Yet
Somebody
again,
that's a Hokie, let us
Yeah.
know.
we've gone on an extra few minutes, and we've still accomplished nothing. So
No,
let-
come on. This has been a great podcast.
I mean, it's been fun,
Yes,
but we've
it
gotten
has.
nowhere.
We've,
gotten
well,
absolutely
that's
nowhere.
not true. We have previewed college football. We have gotten Lex's expectations for who's going to win the SEC,
Mhm.
what the Florida Gators are going to do, and who's going to win the championship, which you picked Oregon. So we will hold you to that,
Yep.
Lex.
Yeah.
Go Ducks.
The sigh.
Go Ducks.
The sigh.
All right. Thanks, Lex.
All right, I'll talk to y'all later.